Hello guys, welcome back. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how to create an admin dashboard using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see over here, I already have an example of what our project will look like at the end of the video. Our project will be divided into 4 parts, and the first part is going to be the sidebar and the navbar. Our navbar is going to be responsive on all screen sizes, and the second part is going to be the information cards, and the second card that says user growth, which is actually a chart that signifies and shows us the growth of our users. And also the next card is going to be new orders, and it also says unsettled orders. Then in the third part, we are going to have recent transactions and project review. Then we're also going to have top performance, which will be quite easy because we've already created something similar. We just have to copy and paste and change this around, and this should help us achieve this look much more easier. And let me show you guys what our website will look like on smaller screens. As you can see, this is what it will look like on an iPad. This looks quite nice, and this is what it will look like on mobile devices. It also looks nice. And if you are wondering, for our search button, it actually works. Whenever we click on the search button, it pops up like this as a modal, so we can search for whatever we want on this modal. So today we are going to be making use of just from Google Fonts for our font family. Head over to your browser and search for Google Fonts. Click on the link, and when you get to the website, search for just the search bar, and this is it right here. Click on it and click on Get Fonts. Click on Get Embed Code, and you can find import right here. Copy the CDN and paste it right up here in your CSS, and that should do it for our font family. We're also going to be making use of Font Awesome for our icons. Search for CDN.js on your browser, click on the link, and search for Font Awesome right here in the search bar. This is it right here. Click on this link to copy the CDN and just paste it inside the head tag in your HTML right here. Let's paste it above the CSS link. Don't forget to create your link for CSS. I already have mine here, and if you notice, I have 3 files. The first one is index.html, the second is script.js for our JavaScript, and the third one is styles.css. They are empty for now, and I already have a folder for the images we are going to use for the project. So now let's go ahead and grab our CSS variables for the color. There's quite a lot of them, so we need to use variables. We don't have to type them out one by one. There are quite a lot of them, as you can see. I'm going to provide this link in the description of this video, so you guys can just easily copy and paste, and it will make your work much more easier. So I'm just going to paste this over here, and if you notice, we also have another code out there. This one up here, and this is the code for the chart right here in the dashboard. It's also quite big, so you just have to copy and paste it. So just copy the code right here and paste it in your JavaScript file right here. We're going to push it down because we still need some other code before we use the chart.js code. So what we're going to do next is copy the CDN for the chart.js. Don't forget to do that because it won't work without the CDN. Copy this and paste it in your HTML just down here, and that should do it. Now we are ready to start adding some elements and attributes to our website to make it look just like what we have right here, because it's still empty for now. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a main tag and give it a class, and the class is going to be main container. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really means a lot to me. And next we're going to create our shadow. If you notice, there was a shadow whenever we are in the smaller screen right here. To create the shadow, we just need a div, and the div here is going to have a class, and the class is going to be shadow. This is going to be shadow overlay. That should do it for the shadow div. That's just what we want for it. Next, we're going to create a section tag. This is going to be section. And in here we need a class. The class here is going to be sidebar. Then inside the sidebar we need a span. The span is going to be called sidebar header. This is going to be container, sidebar header container. This is the container that holds the logo right up here. This is my channel's name and a coding tag. So for the logo, we are going to need an anchor tag. And inside it, we are going to have a class. Let's give it a class. The class here is going to be logo container. Then inside it, we are going to have our icon. The first icon here is going to be FAS, which means F but awesome solid, and FA dash code. Let's see if our icon works. As you can see, it actually works. That is just what we want for the icon. Next, we're going to go ahead and create the name. You can see right there, which is the dev core name. Create a class right here, and the class here is going to be sidebar text, and we also need logo text. So in here, we're going to have dev core as the logo. You can use any text at all. So we're going to create the close button next. If you notice, there is also a close button right there. Whenever you click on the navbar button, there is a close button, but it is not available on the bigger screen because we don't need that. So to create the close button, just outside anchor tag, create a button tag and give it a class. The class here is going to be close btn, and we need an icon inside it. The icon is going to be FAS-FA-X mark. That is what we need for the icon. Let's see if it works. As you can see, it's right there. It's just what we want. So next, we're going to go ahead and create the links. If you notice, there is a link at the left side of our navbar and our sidebar, and it is divided into two parts. This is the top part that holds the link, and the bottom part that holds the settings, link, and logout. So to do that, we just have to get outside this span and create an unlaid list tag, and it's going to have a class. The class here is going to be side menu, and we also need a second class which is going to be top. So we're just going to get outside our inside the unlaid list tag, we need to create an li tag, which is a list tag. It needs a class, and the class is going to be active. Class here is going to be active. And I also forgot to say that our project is going to have a dark mode and also a light mode, if you notice. And if you notice, there's also an active feature here that makes any button we click on to become the active button. That is going to be another two extra features. And in order to achieve that, we need to create the active class, and we're also going to use JavaScript to toggle it later on. So let's go ahead and create our extra links. Inside the link, we need the link text and the link icon, and they are going to be inside an anchor tag. So firstly, we need the icon. The icon is going to be FAS-FA-taco meter, and we need alternate. Let's see if it works. As you can see, that works. So next, we need to add the text. Just create a span tag, give the class, and the text here is going to be sidebar text, and we're going to have dashboard right inside it. And if you guys notice, we also have another feature that makes only the icons available whenever we click on the sidebar button. If you notice, there are only icons here, and once we click again, the text returns. So let's go ahead and create the remaining links. Just copy and paste this. Let's see how many of them we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 of them, so we need to paste 8 more of this. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the second link, we are going to have message. Let's call it message. Let's use messages. So for the icon, we need comments alternate. Let's use dots instead, not alternate. And next, we're going to have our third link, which is going to be analytics. This is going to be analytics, and in here we're going to have our icon. The icon here is going to be charts pie. The next we're going to have our next icon. If you notice here, it's my store, email, and chat. So let's change this to my store. And for the my store, we just need an icon. It's not going to be as long as the others. What we need here is fe-store. And next we had email right there. So just type in email here, and we're going to use an envelope icon. Change this to envelope, and that should do it. This spelling is not correct. Envelope, that is what we want. Let's see if it works. As you can see, it works. So next we're going to go ahead and create the next link. The next one was our chat link. Let's see. Right here we have the chat link. So let's change this to chat. And next one was user profile. And the last one was blog. Here we're going to have blog. Now let's change this icon here to fe-pager. Then we are going to have fe-user for the user profile icon. We're going to have fe-user, and for the chat we need fe-comments. This is going to be comments. Let's see if it works. As you can see, this is all the icon and links we want. It works. So next we're going to create the bottom part of our sidebar. To do that, we need another list tag, a URL tag. So it's going to have a class. The class here is going to be side menu, just like before, side menu, but this time around the second class is going to be bottom. So for the side menu bottom, we need two links. You can just copy and paste this to make things easier. We don't have to create it once again. Just paste it 2 times and then change things around. So remove active class and remove the text. We need another different text. This time around we're going to have settings right here, and here we're going to have logout. So for the icons, we need another different icon. Here it's going to be sign out alternate, and here we're going to have fe-cogs. Now let's see what that looks like. As you can see, it looks quite nice. It's just what we want. So now let's go ahead and let's see what we have right here. Now we can go ahead and create the navbar before we add our styles to make it look identical to what we have right here. So for the navbar, we need another section. Get outside this section tag and create another section. We need a section tag. This section tag is going to be the container that holds the navbar and this hero section part right here. That's actually the hero section, the context part that holds the cards and also our table right here. So to create that, we need a section tag, which is going to have a class. The class here is going to be content, and next we're going to have a nav tag, and inside the nav tag we need our form. So we don't need this action. It's going to have a class instead, and the class here is going to be form main. Then in here we're going to have, let's say we need a div right here. The div is going to have a class that says form input container. Then next we're going to create a main tag. The main tag here is going to have a class also that says input main. Then inside the main tag we're going to have our input, which is the input that appears whenever we click on the search button right here. So for the input, we need the type to be text, and the class here, the class is going to be input. Let's call it nav input instead, nav input. And next we're going to set the placeholder to a different text. The placeholder here is going to be search dot. And next we're going to have our button, which is the close button that also appears whenever we click on the search button, this close button right here. So what we're going to do is just create a button, and the button's class is going to be model close btn. Join this together. We need an icon right inside here for the close button. So the icon here is going to be fa x mark. Once more, this is going to be x mark. Now let's see if it works. As you can see, it's just what we want right here. So next, we're going to go ahead and create the links. If you notice, there are also links in the modal, quick links, which means links you've already searched for before or suggested links. So to create the links, we just need to get outside this main tag and create another main tag. The class here is going to be modal links section. Then inside it, we're going to have our h1 tag that has a class. The class here is going to be modal header, and in here we're going to have our text that says quick links. So next we're going to create the links. We'll need a URL tag for the links. The class here is going to be modal links. Then in here we're going to have the links. The links here, we need an anchor tag right inside a list tag. Then for the links, we just need a simple text inside the anchor tag. The text here is going to be, let's call it my store. If you notice, what we have here are two texts that says my store and /app/store. So to achieve that, we just need to create a BR tag to break them in between each other, and we need a span right in here. The span here is going to have a class that says full link. Then inside the span, we're going to have the /apps/store text, and that should do it. You can just copy and paste this as many times as possible because all the links are the same. So next, we're going to go ahead and create our form. Let's see what we have next. We have the remaining parts of our navbar, not the form, the links, and the right side that holds the check box for the light and dark mode, the notification button, and the image. And in order to do that, we need to get outside our form tag right here, create a span tag, and it's going to have a class. The class here is going to be nav left, and inside the span tag we're going to have our button. The button here is going to be, let's call it toggle. This is going to be toggle btn. Actually, what we're creating right now is not the right side. We're going to create the left side first. The left side holds the toggle button, the button, modal button for the search bar, and also the links right here, home, email, calendar, and chat. They are going to create the right side of our navbar after that. So for the left side, we need the button, which is the toggle button right here. So inside the toggle button, we need an icon. The icon here is going to have a class. The class is going to be fa-bars. And next, we're going to create our second button, which is the search button. The search button here is going to have a type, and the type is going to be submit. Then our class here is going to be nav search btn, which means navbar search button. So next, we're going to create our icon right inside it. The icon is going to be fa-search. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, that is our two buttons right down there, and it's just what we want. So let's go ahead and increase the links. So for the links, let's see, after the buttons, this button is not supposed to be inside our toggle button. Bring it outside. Then after the buttons, we're going to create a URL tag, and the URL tag is going to have a class. The class here is going to be nav links. So we're going to have our links right inside here. Create a list tag and an anchor tag inside it. The first one was home. We can just copy and paste this 3 more times. The last one was chat, and this one was calendar, and the second one was email. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it's just what we want. The 4 links right there. So let's go ahead and create the right side of our navbar. Create another span tag, and this time around the class is going to be nav right. Let's make sure the nav left class is available, and yes, it is available. So inside the nav right, what we're going to need, let's see what we have right there. We have our checkbox, which is actually an input. To create the checkbox, we need an input tag, and we're going to change the type to checkbox. So next, we're going to set our ID to dark mode. We need an ID to be able to toggle in between the light and dark mode. So we're going to set our checkbox to hidden. That is our checkbox, our attribute. We're going to set it to hidden, and next we're going to create the label for our checkbox. So we're going to set our for here to dark mode. For is going to be dark mode, and class here is going to be dark mode for the label. And next we're going to create the links and anchor tag for the notification right here. You can open a modal, but I'm not going to create any modal for the notifications. So for that we need an anchor tag. So just after the label, create an anchor tag, and inside it we are going to have, let's have a class first. The class here is going to be notification, and inside it we are going to have our icon. The icon here is going to be, let's use FAS FA-bell. Then for the icon text, we're going to have span the text of there. That is the number that says 4. It's not actually text, just a number. So for the number, create a span tag and give the class. We're going to use num, which is num or number. So the number is going to be 4. So for the image right here, which is the dashboard user image, we need another anchor tag out here. It's going to have, let's give it a class. The class here is going to be profile. Then for the image, as I said at the beginning, I already have some images right here. You can copy any image you have, any image at all. You can search for images on your browser. You can search for user images. Let's see, user image, and there are lots of them. You can use any of them at all. So let's continue with our project. So for the image, I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use user one. Let's guess the source first. Image slash user one, and that should do it for our image. That's our image right there. So next we're going to create, let's see what we have. We already have our sidebar right here and our navbar right here, and that's all we need for the part of the project. This is our part 1. So let's go ahead and add some CSS to make it look just like what we have here. Don't forget to create your link for CSS up here. I already have mine. It is styles.css. So what we're going to do next is to create our body tag for the dark mode. So let's say body.dark, and inside it we're going to have light, and light here is going to become a dark color. So let's use hash 0 0 As you can see, it's a dark color. It means that on the dark mode, our light colors, which is actually white right here, any white color is going to become dark in the dark mode. So I'm going to set gray. The gray here is the gray background. You can see right here in the dark mode, the gray background. So for the gray background, we just need a gray color. We're going to set it to hash 1a 1a 1a, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's not yet visible because we haven't yet toggled to the dark mode. So next we're going to need our dark color. As I said, every color will become opposite of each other, and this time around dark is going to become a white color. So for the white color we need FB, and that should do it. Next we're going to set our box shadow color. We're going to have box shadow color. Box shadow color is a general color for the colors in our box shadows. If you notice, there is a little box shadow in all of these boxes. So for the box shadow color in the dark mode, we're going to need to set it to hash. Let's use 000000043. Let's remove 10 and that should do it. So next we're going to start our body tag itself. So for the body tag, we just need to set font family to the font we've already imported. So the font family is going to be just, that is the CDN we have right up here. So we're going to set sans serif as a backup font in case just does not work. So next I will set background. So gray. That is the gray color we already have up here, as you can see. So let's see what it looks like. As you can see, this is now our new background instead of the white we had previously. So next we're going to set our container class. Here we're going to have dot container. If you notice, there is a little bit of padding at the left and right side of our contents. That is what the container class is for. So for the container, we just need display, flex, and we are also going to have flex direction, and it's going to be column. And we also need align items, it's going to be center. We need justify content, and it's going to be center. Then next we're going to create our center container, which is going to be the actual class that has the padding and max width effects you can see right here. So for the center container, let's bring this up here. For the center container class, we just need max width, and it's going to be 1300 px. And next we're going to need width, and the width here is going to be 100%. The next we're going to need padding, and the padding is going to be 26 px, 20 px. 26 px is for top and bottom, and 20 px is for left and right. So next we're going to set main container. Main container here is going to have display, flex, align items, start, and position. Position here is going to be relative. So let's go ahead and style the cards. If you notice, there is a general style for cards right here. This is our cards. So to create the general styles, we just need to create a class right here that says dot card. So for the dot card, we need width to be 100%, and height is going to be 100%. Then we're going to have background right here, and the background is going to be light, and we need border. The border here is going to be 1 px solid. We need, for the color, we're just going to use the color we've already created, which is box shadow color. So we need border radius to make our card look curvy. So add the border radius, and it's going to be 20 px. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and style the shadow overlay, which appears whenever we click on this button and whenever we are on the smaller screen. So let's go ahead and create it. For the shadow overlay, this is going to be shadow overlay class. For shadow overlay, we just need to set our background. Background here is going to be, let's say, we need the variable, and it's going to be dark shadow. Actually, yes, let's use dark shadow. That is the class. We have it right up here. Let's see, let's search for it. Dark shadow should be available here. This is it, the shadow class. Sorry, the shadow color. So next we're going to have backdrop filter. If you notice, we have a blur effect whenever we toggle the sidebar. This is our blur effect right here. So for the blur effect, we just need to set backdrop. We're going to have backdrop filter, and it's going to be blur. We need 2 px for the blur, and next we're going to set width of our shadow to 100%, and the height is going to be 100%. Next, we need position fixed to make sure it stays in one position even though we scroll to any part of our website. Next, we're going to set the index to 120 to make sure it stays on top and overlaps every other element apart from the sidebar. So next, we're going to set display to none because we don't need it yet. But before that, I would like you guys to see what it looks like. So let's remove the display none. This is what our shadow looks like for now. There's an unusual space right here. I think the problem is our margin and padding. To remove that, just add an asterisk, color braces, and we're going to set margin to 0 and padding to 0. We also need box sizing. This is going to be box sizing, and it's going to be border box, and that should fix it. As you can see, we have our blur effect and the shadow overlay. So just bring back to the display now. We don't need the shadow overlay for now. Now we're going to set what our shadow overlay is going to look like on the body that's dark, but that won't be necessary because it's the same color even in the dark mode. So let's go ahead and style the sidebar. So just type in sidebar. Here we're going to have sidebar, and for the sidebar we need display flex. We also need flex direction, and it's going to be column, and we need align items, and it's going to be center. Then after that, we're going to set position to fixed to make sure it stays at the left side of our website. And next we're going to set top to 0. We also need left, and it's going to be 0. Top 0, make sure it sticks to the top of our website, and left also make sure it sticks to the left side of the website. Next we're going to set width to 280 px, and next we need height. The height here is going to be 100%, and background here for the background color is going to be light. Then after that we're going to set border radius. We need border radius right here. The border, that's actually, we don't need border radius. What we need is border, not border radius. We need border right. The border right here is going to be 1px solid gray. If you notice, there's a little border right here in our sidebar. It's not visible because we're in the light mode, but it's in the dark mode. You should be able to see a little border right there. So let's go ahead and continue. Next, we're going to set our z index to 1, and we also need to set transition here. Transition here is going to be 0.3 seconds. Is in out to make transition smoother, because if we don't add transition, it's just pop in and out whenever we click on the toggle button. So we're going to set overflow y here to auto to make sure it scrolls whenever an element spills out of the sidebar. So next we're going to style our hide class. Here we always have hide. This is what we toggle whenever I click on the button. So for the hide, we just need display flex and align items. Here we're going to have align items start. The hide is the class our sidebar takes whenever I click on this button to make it look smaller like this, and also display only the icons. So for the hide class, we also need flex direction, and it's going to be column, and we also need width right here. The width is going to be 80px. And next we need box shadow, and the box shadow here is going to be 2px, 0px, 10px, and 2px. This means that we are going to have box shadow on the right side, top and bottom, but there won't be any box shadow on the left side of our sidebar. So for the box shadow color, we need our variable color, and it's going to be box shadow color. So after that, we're going to set transition to 0.3 seconds is in out. As I said before, this helps make the transition much more smoother. It doesn't just pop in and out whenever we toggle the sidebar. If you notice, we have a very smooth transition right here. It collapses and opens back smoothly. So next, we're going to style the sidebar. Let's see what we have right here. As you can see, it's now looking much more beautiful. So let's start the sidebar scroll bar. The scroll bar is what we have right here. Let's set it to display none. If you notice, our sidebar scrolls, but there is no scroll bar, like what we have right here. It will look beautiful if we have a big scroll bar right there. So to remove the scroll bar, we just need to type in dot sidebar, and we're going to target the scroll bar like this. We're going to say WebKit dash scroll bar, and we're going to set it to display none. Then after that, we're going to, let's see what we have. We have the sidebar. We also have the active class, and next we have to style the sidebar text. Sidebar text disappears whenever we click on this button. So for the sidebar text, let's see, we're going to have dot sidebar text. So for the sidebar text, we need display block. We're going to have display block, and we're going to have transition. We're going to have opacity 0.3 seconds. This is what helps us hide the sidebar text whenever we click on the toggle button. So next we're going to set .hide, and we're going to have sidebar text. This means that whenever the hide class is available on our sidebar, whenever our sidebar takes the hide class and becomes much more smaller, the sidebar text will not be available. So we're going to set the sidebar text to display none. And next we're going to set pointer events to none, and we're going to set opacity to 0, and that is what makes it disappear whenever we are on the smaller screen, on the smaller sidebar. So next we're going to start our sidebar list. The sidebar list tag is, let's see what we have for the sidebar list tag. We have our padding right here, as you can see, and we have the icons side by side. We also have a width that stretches to the full width of the sidebar. That is 100% width. So to achieve this look, we need to target the sidebar directly with this sidebar class. We're going to say sidebar li, comma, and we're going to have a right in front of it. So I'm going to set text decoration to none to remove this underline we have right here. So let's see, set text decoration to none and set list style type to none to remove the list design, and that is what we want. So next we're going to target the sidebar header container. Let's see, sidebar header container is the container that holds our logo and website name. So to do that, we just need to type in sidebar header container. This is going to be container. So for the sidebar header container, we need display flex. We also need align items center, and we need justify content, and it's going to be space between. So next we need width, and our width here is going to be 100%, and we also need padding right here. The padding here is going to be, let's set the padding to 0px and 10px. Then after that, we're going to set position to stick it, to make it stick to the top of the sidebar. If you notice, it sticks to the top of the sidebar even though other elements and links are passing right under it. So let's see what we have next. We have the background. Let's set the background of the sidebar header to light, and next we're going to set the top to 0 to make sure it's still at the top of the sidebar, just like the sidebar itself. And next we're going to set left to 0, and we're going to have box shadow. Box shadow here is going to be for only bottom, left, and right. So we're going to set it to 0, 0, 10px, and 0. Let's see the box shadow we have right here. Actually, the box shadow is only for the bottom side and not on any other side, just for the bottom. So let's set the color to our variable color, which is box shadow color, and that is just what we want. So next we're going to set border bottom to 1px solid box shadow color. That is to add a border to our sidebar header container. So next we're going to style the logo container itself. The logo container is the container that holds the icon and the website name. So start the logo container, just type in the class. We're going to say logo container, and for the logo container, let's see what we have. We have display flex, and we also have align items. It's going to be center, and next we have justify content. It's going to be center. Then after that, we're going to have, let's use stats. We need stats for the justify content instead. We need stats right here, and we need font size. The font size here is going to be 24px. Then after that, we need font weight for the text. It's going to be 700 to make it bold, and we need gap in between the icon and the text. Gap here is going to be 5px. Then we're going to have color, and the color here is going to be dark. Then after that, we're going to set background to light. We also need width to stretch it to the full width of the sidebar. So the width here is going to be 100% and the height is going to be 70 px. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it's beginning to look nice. So next we're going to set the padding. The padding here is going to be 0px, 0px to remove padding from the side of our logo containers. So next we're going to set box sizing to content box. Now that is what we want for the logo container. As you can see, it's beginning to look more like what we have right here. So next we're going to style the logo container to make it look just like what we have right here whenever we are on the hide on the hidden sidebar. So for the hidden sidebar, we're just going to type in just hide, and we're going to have the logo container, and in here we're going to have justify content center. This means that whenever we are on the logo container, our justify contents for the logo container is going to be, whenever we're on the hide, whenever we are on the hidden sidebar, our justify content is going to be center. If you notice, it sticks to the left side of the sidebar right now, but whenever we are right here, it comes to the center of the sidebar. So to achieve that, this is what we need right here. So next, we're going to style the logo icon. So to style the logo icon and make it look just like what we have right here, we're going to target it directly with the logo container class. We're going to logo container, and we're going to have I right in front of it. The next, we're going to have display flex. We're going to have align items center. And after that, we're going to have font size, and the font size here is going to be 17px. And we also need background. The background here is going to be blue 200, which is a variable we already have up there. So after that, we're going to set our color, so hash FFF, which is a white color. And next, we're going to set border radius to 5px, and padding here is going to be 10px. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it now looks exactly like what we have right here. So next, we're going to style the icon to make it look just like what we have. If you notice, we have different looking icons right here on the large sidebar, and another different icon on the small sidebar. It's much more bigger in the small sidebar. So to achieve that look, we just need to target it with the hide. I want to say that hide dot logo container I. So here we're going to set, let's see, for the hidden sidebar, we need width of our logo to become 100%, and we are going to set padding to 10px, 0px, and that is what we need. Now let's style the logo text. So for the logo text, we just need to type in dot logo text, and in here we're going to have font size, and the font size is going to be 22px, and the color is going to be dark. We need the dark variable. Let's set it to dark, and that is what we need for the logo text. So next, we're going to style the close button. So for the close button, close btn, we need display none, and we are also going to need font size, and the font size here is going to be 18px. Then next, we need background, and the background here is going to be none. Then after that, we're going to set border to none to remove every border from the close button. Then after that, we're going to set cursor to pointer to change the, let's see, we'll need to remove the display none so we can't see what we are styling for now, but we're going to make it disappear when we are done with the styles. So this is what we have right here. Let's set cursor to pointer, change it to a finger whenever we hover on the button. So next, let's see what we have for the close button. What I'm going to have next is position absolute, and this is to make sure it sticks to the right side of the logo container. So we're going to set right here, so 5px. Let's see what we have, and now let's set top to 0, and that is just what we want. But it seems there is a problem. Just remove this top 0. If it's right 5px, that looks good. In fact, let's set it to 10px, push it a little bit to the right side of our logo, and as you can see, it now looks much more better. So next, we're going to set the color of our icon. So the color here is going to be dark. And next we need, let's delete this, we don't need it anymore. Now we're going to bring back the display node because we don't need the button for now. So what we're going to start next is the side menu itself, the side menu right here. So we're going to say dot side menu. This is going to be menu. So for the side menu, we need display flex. We also need justify content, and it's going to be center. Then next, we need flex direction, and the flex direction here is going to be column. Then after that, we're going to set width to 100%, and margin top here is going to be 3 rem. And after that, we need padding, and the padding is going to be 10 px. As you can see, it's now beginning to look like just what we want and what we have right here. So we're going to target the top side of our side menu next. So to target the top side, we just need to type in dot side menu dot top. So for the top side, we need display flex. We also need align items, it's going to be center. And next, we need justify content, it's going to be center. Now after that, we need flex direction, and it's going to be column. And we also need gap. The gap here is going to be 10 px. As you can see, we have the gap right here, and we have the gap. That's, as you can see, we have the gap we just added right here. So next, we're going to target the individual links. So to target the links, we just need to type in dot side menu li, which is the link tag. So we're going to set the height here. Let's see, height is going to be 48 px, and the width is going to be 100%. And after that, we're going to set padding. The padding here is going to be 0 px, and we need border radius, and the border radius here is going to be 10 px. And after that, let's see what it looks like first. You can't see anything yet because we don't have the background color. So let's just target the anchor tag. Let's say side menu li and a. So for the anchor tag, we need display flex, and we also need align items, it's going to be center. The next we're going to have justify content, and it's going to be start. After that, we need to set height to 100% and width to 100% to make it straight to the full width of our sidebar. And after that, we're going to set font size to 300 to make the text look lighter, as you can see. After that, we're going to set the color of our links. The links color is going to be dark. We need to set the gap to 8 px, put some space in between the icon and the text. So next we're going to set padding here, so 10 px, and border radius here is going to be 10 px to make it look curvy. Then next we're going to have white space, and it's going to be no wrap to make sure the icon and the text does not break into different lines. So here we're going to have no wrap, and we're going to have overflow next. And overflow here is going to be hidden to make sure that the text, if the text or the icon spills out of the anchor tab, it's going to become invisible. So next we're going to have transition for a smoother effect whenever we hover on the links. So we're going to set 0.3 seconds is. This is just what we want for the links, but we are not yet done. Let's see what we have right here. As you can see, it looks much more smaller. So for the links, let's see what the problem is. This is the font size here. I think we need a font width. This is actually a little bit of a problem right here. This is supposed to be font weight, not font size. This is going to be font weight, and the font weight is going to be 380, and the font size is going to be 15 px, and that should fix it. As you can see, it's now just what we want. So next, let's go ahead and style the hover effect and the active effect. If you notice, we have the active effect and also the hover effect. So to achieve that, you can just target the links once more. Let's say dot hide dot side menu, then lia. and here we're going to have justify content, and it's going to be center. This means that on the whenever we have the hidden sidebar, the justify content of the links is going to become center. If you notice, they are sticking to the left side of the sidebar for now. So next, we're going to start the active class. Let's say dot side menu dot top, and we're going to have, this is actually supposed to be top, not side menu top, side menu dot top, and next we're going to have li and dot active a. So we're going to set background, so our variable color, which is going to be blue 200. Then after that, we're going to have our color down here, and the color here is going to be light. This is not supposed to look like this. Let's see what the problem is in HTML. It seems all of them have the active class, so what we have to do is change all occurrences and delete the active class. Only the first one is supposed to have the active class, so let's add it right here, and that should fix it. That is just what we want. So next, let's go ahead and style the hover effects. So for the hover effects, we just have to target the anchor tag by typing in dot side menu dot top li, and we're going to have a. Then we're going to add a hover effect right here, hover, and for the hover effect, you just have to change the color whenever we hover on the links. So what we're going to do is set background right here. Background here for the hover effect is going to become, let's set it to, we're going to use our variable color. Let's set var, and we're going to have blue 100. So we're going to set outline none to remove the extra border, and next we're going to set, actually the color we need here is blue soft, not blue 100, blue soft, and the color text color is going to become white. So let's set it to, let's use #FFF, and that should do it. This does not look nice. Let's see what the problem is. Okay, that is the problem. I have to change the text. Let's see. The text, whenever I hover on it, is going to become blue 100. Now let's see. As you can see, that is just what we want. Now let's go ahead and style the bottom part of our sidebar, the links of the bottom part, the settings and logout link. So to do that, you just need to target dot side menu dot bottom. So for the bottom part, we just need to target the anchor tag and set transition. We need to set the dark mode of our side menu top first. Let's see body dot dark, and we're going to have dot side menu dot top. We're going to have li a hover. This means that our links are going to have different hover effects in the dark mode. If you notice, have a different hover effect whenever we switch over to the dark mode. It's a little bit different from what we have right there in the light mode. Let's switch back. So for the hover effect in the dark mode, we just need to set color to white, and we're going to have background. The background here is going to be blue 400. So next, let's start the bottom part. For the bottom part, we just need to set transition here. So 0.3 seconds is. Then after that, we're going to set that side menu dot bottom. Need only the bottom class, that's bottom, and we're going to have lia dot logout, targeting the logout class. So we're going to set color here, so red 200, which is the red color variable, and next we're going to target dot side menu li a I. We're targeting the icons right now, so we're going to set this to display flex and justify content center. As you can see, this is all we have for the sidebar, but it seems our red color was not added. Let's see what the problem is in HTML. Let's look for the logout link. It seems the logout, let's see, the logout class is not available. Let's fix that. Let's see what it looks like. It's supposed to be right here in logout link. So let's see. It's not available. There seems to be a little problem. The problem might actually be from the class in HTML where we're supposed to add a class right here in the anchor tag of our logout link. So the class here is going to be logout. This is going to be logout. Now for the CSS, we already have the red color, and let's see what it looks like. As you can see, that is just what we want. But for the bottom anchor tag, we need display flex and align items center. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, everything now looks perfect, and just like what we have right here. That is just what we want for the sidebar. Now let's go ahead and style the navbar itself. We need to style the navbar. So for the navbar, we just need to get down here and type in those contents. And next we're going to have position. It's going to be relative, and here we're going to have width, and the width is going to be, we're going to use calculate, and we're going to say 100% minus 280 px. But after that, we're going to set left to 280 px. Then we're going to set transition to 0.3 seconds. Is what this does is calculate whenever we have height or our normal sidebar to minus or add our width bar. If you notice, whenever we're here, we have a transition effect that is quite smooth. It's not choppy, and it doesn't just pop in and out. So that is what our transition and calculate here does. So after that, we're going to start the height. We're going to say height, and we're going to say content. This is what our content is going to look like whenever we are in the height mode of our sidebar. So we're going to say width, and we're going to have calculate once more. The calculate here is going to be 100% minus 80 px. Then after that, we're going to set left to 80 px. So now let's set dot content nav to style the navbar. So for the navbar, we need display flex. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it doesn't look quite nice. So for the navbar, we are going to have display flex, align items center. We're also going to add justify content. It's going to be space between. Next, we need height, and the height here is going to be 70 px. Then after that, we need box shadow, and the box shadow here is going to be 20 px, 0 px. We need 10 px and 3 px. This means there will be only box shadow for the bottom part of our navbar. So after that, we're going to set the background so light. That is what we want for the navbar. Next, we're going to set the padding. The padding here is going to be 0 and 24 px. 24 px is for the left and right, and 0 is for the top and bottom, which means we won't have any padding at the top and bottom of our navbar, but we have 24 px of padding the left and right side. So next, let's set the gap to 24 px, and position is going to be sticky. If you notice, our navbar right here sticks to the top of the website, no matter the part of the website you scroll to. So to achieve that, we need to set position to sticky and top to 0. Also, we set left to 0, and we need the index, and it's going to be 1. And that is what we need for the sidebar. Sorry, the navbar. Next, we're going to style the toggle button. For the toggle button, just type in the class dot toggle btn. And for toggle button, we need border none, and you're also going to need background, and it's going to be none. And after that, we're going to have cursor, and the cursor here is going to be pointer. Then we need color. Our color here is going to be dark. Let's see what our button looks like. It's not yet there. It seems it's our button is not missing. Our button is missing. Let's finish with the styles and make sure it's available. Now let's search for the button right here in HTML. The button should be right. This is our button right here. It's available. All we have to do is continue with the styles. The links are too long. When we are done with the links, our button should be right here. So next, let's add the rotate effect for our button. I say transform and rotate. I'm going to have 90 degrees. If you notice, our button rotates whenever we click on it. That is the effect for the rotation. So next, I will set style the nav left, which is the left side of our nav bar. I will say display. The display here is going to be flex, and we need align items. It's going to be center, and we need gap next. The gap here is going to be 20 px. And next, we're going to set dot nav, so left. Not set, we're going to add the dot nav left class and target nav and the anchor tag directly with it. Here we set the color to dark, and next we need the nav links class, which is the container that holds these links right here. So that's going to say that nav links. For the nav links, we just need to set display to flex. We also need align items. It's going to be center, and after that we're going to set list style type. We need list style type, and it's going to be none. And after that we're going to set text decoration to none. It's going to be text decoration to remove the underline from our text, and we need gap right here. The gap is going to be 20 px. As you can see, it's now right there, just like what we want. So next, I'm going to start the nav search button. The search button right there. So for the search button, we just have to type in dot nav. Let's say I'm going to say dot nav search bcn. For the nav search button, we just need display flex. We're also going to need, let's add the padding. The padding here. But before the padding, let's add our justify content center to make sure the icon stays at the center of our button, and align items center. Next, we're going to need width, and the width here is going to be 36 px, and the height is going to be 100%. And after that, we're going to set background to none to remove the background right there. So we're going to set the background to none, and we're also going to set border to, we need border. The border here is going to be none to remove the border. So next, we're going to have outline none to remove the outline that appears whenever we click on the button. So we're going to set border radius next. It's going to be 0. Let's run the border radius for the button. What you need right here for the button is cursor, and we need cursor, and it's going to be pointer. Then after that, I'm going to set font size to 17 px. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it's beginning to look quite nice, but I don't think the toggle button should look like this. Let's see what the problem is. We need to increase the font size for the toggle button. Increase the font size to 21 px, and that should fix it. That's just what we want for the toggle button. And it looks like the shadow for our navbar is quite thick. We need to set the box shadow color to the shadow variable, so just set it to box shadow color, and that should fix it. So next, let's go ahead and continue with our styles. What I'm going to style next is the modal section right here. It doesn't look nice, it's disrupting our navbar. So for the modal section, we just need to get down here. But before the modal section, we need to style the right side of the navbar. Let's say remove this padding. We don't need a padding. Our button works quite well without the padding, but it seems you have to come very close to the icon before you'll be able to click the button. So what you have to do is bring back our padding and set it to 9 px, and that should do it. As you can see, that looks much more better. So next, we're going to say that nav right, and for the nav right, we're going to say display flex. We also need align items. is going to be center. Next, we need gap, and the gap here is going to be 20px. And as you can see, it's going to look nice. So next, for our, we need to target this image. But before the image, let's fix our modal because it doesn't look quite nice. So for the modal, we just need to type in dot modal, or instead of modal link section, modal link section, and in here we need width, and it's going to be 100%. And next, we're going to set overflow. We're going to say overflow y, and it's going to be scroll. So we're going to remove the scroll bar from our modal, just like we did for the sidebar. So we're going to say dot modal links section. Let's make sure this class is available in HTML to avoid any error. Just copy the class and search for it right here. As you can see, it's not available. That is going to cause a problem. Let's see what the problem is. This is the problem. I set it to modal links section, not sections. So just remove the S, and that should fix it. So here we're supposed to have modal link section. I have a problem here. Change that N to M, and that should do it. Modal link section. So in here, to remove the scroll bar, you just have to target the scroll bar like this. We're going to have WebKit scroll bar right in front of it, and WebKit scroll bar when set to display none. So we want the scroll bar. Next, I'm going to target the modal header. So I'm going to say modal header, and for the modal header we need color, and color here is going to be dark. Then after that, we're going to set font size, and the font size here is going to be 20px. We also need padding right here. The padding is going to be 0, and font weight here is going to be 400. Then after that, we're going to set padding to 5px, 10px. That's this padding for left. 10px is for left and right, and 5px is for top and bottom. So next, we're going to target the modal links. Just type in dot modal links. So for the modal links, we're just going to have display, flex, and let's bring this up here. Next, we're going to have align items, and it's going to be center. Then after that, we're going to have, let's set this center, and we're going to have flex direction here. It's going to be column. We also need gap in between the links, so we're going to set the gap to 4px, and the width here is going to be 100%. Then after that, we're going to set padding. The padding here is going to be 5px, 27px. And after that, we need to set color to dark, and we're going to target the links list tag, as you can see right here. So to target the list tag, we just need to set modal links li, that is target it directly. So we're going to set width right here to 100%, and after that, we're going to set the padding of the links to 4px. And we also need font size right here. The font size is going to be 15px, and the color is going to be gray 300, which is another variable we already have. So for the anchor tags, we need modal. Let's remove the list style type, or we actually need the list style type. As you can see, we have them right here. So for the list style type, we just need to leave that and target our anchor tags. So we're going to say modal links A, that is the A tag. So we're going to set it to display block, and we need text decoration. This is going to be text decoration. So remove the underline, it's going to be none. Next, we're going to set color, so dark. Then after that, we're going to add our hover effect. If you notice, we have a hover effect for the links right here. So to set the hover effect, we just need to target that modal links A, and we're going to say hover. Let's remove this first stop, we don't need it. So for the hover effect, we just need to change the background to blue soft whenever I hover on the links. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, our hover effect is right there. So next we're going to target the full length class. Let's type in, I'm going to say dot full length. For the full length, we just need the color to be gray 200. As you can see, that is just what we want. Next, we're going to target the form main, which is the container that holds our form right here, the whole elements in our form. So for the form main only, display flex. We also need align items, and it's going to be center. The next, we're going to set justify content, so center. And after that, we need position, and the position here is going to be fixed. We need top right here. The top here is going to be minus 300 px, and we need the left, and the left here is going to be, we need to set the left to 0, and we need the index here. The index here is going to be 120 to make sure it overlaps every element in the website. So we're going to set width here to 100% to make sure it stretches to the full width of our screen, and height is also going to be 100 VH. That is the same thing, it stretches the height to the full height of the screen. So the padding here is going to be 4 rem, and backdrop filter here for the blur effect, we're going to have blur, and it's going to be 2px. This is going to be blur, not blue. And next I will set the background to dark shadow. We need the dark shadow color right here, and we need the transition. The transition here is going to be 0.3 seconds, is in out. Now let's see what it looks like. As you can see, our shadow right here, and the model is going to look like just what we want, but it doesn't look quite nice yet. What we need to do is style the show form. We're not yet done. When we are done, this will become invisible, and it will only appear from the top whenever we click on the model button. So let's go ahead and continue. But first, let's make sure this class is available. But I think it's available since the shadow is actually working. You search for it, it should be available right here. So next, for the show form, I will set top. So top here is going to be 0 VH. Actually, it seems there's a problem with our top right there. The top here is supposed to be minus 300 VH to make it disappear completely. Yes, that is just what we want. But let's bring it back. When we are done, we're going to make it disappear. So for now, the height here is supposed to be, let's see, use 100 VH. Let's set it to 300 VH so it stretches to the full width of the screen. This looks nice. But let's use our 100 VH, because when we are done, we won't even have to stretch it fully. It will reappear completely and fill the whole screen without using any extra height. So next, I'm going to start the form input container. Let's say does form input. So here we're going to say display flex, and next we need align items. In case you're wondering, I'm talking about the form input up there, but this is pushing the form input into our screen. So you can't see our form inputs right now because the links are pushing it into the screen. This is the form input I'm talking about. So to create the form inputs, and we've already created it. I mean to say, to style it, we just need to use this form input container class. Let's complete this. This is supposed to be form input container. So next, we need the display flex align items start, and we are going to need justify content, and it's going to be center. We also need flex direction, and it's going to be column, and we're also going to need position, it's going to be absolute. And after that, we need to set top to 50 px. Yes, let's use px. And next, let's bring this up here. Next, we're going to set, let's see, need background. Background here is going to be light, and next we're going to set width, and the width is going to be 100%. We need max width to make sure it doesn't get too large. The max width here is going to be 600 px, and height is going to be 300 px. 300 px. We're going to add our border radius. Let's see, border radius. What we've installed now is wire is the container that holds the input and the links right here, the white container. So what we are going to do is add our border radius to make it look curvy. Border radius here is supposed to be, let's use 10px. Let's say variable, and the variable here is going to be, okay, we already have a border radius variable, so all we have to do is remove this 10px and use the border radius variable. That should do it. So next, let's start the input main. Let's increase this height, this top, so we can see our inputs. Later we can change it back to what we need. So what we're going to do now is start the input main. Let's say that's input main. So now we're going to set it to display flex, and next we need gap. The gap is going to be 10px. Next we need align items, and it's going to be start. We need to make sure this class is available to avoid any error. So just copy and search for it in HTML, and it's available. So after our line item starts, what we need is justify content, and it's going to be start. Then after that, we need width to be 100%. And next, we're going to need height. The height here is going to be 100px. We also need border radius here. Border radius is going to be 10px. 10px 00 is going to be 00. This means we are going to have border radius at the, let's see, we're going to have border radius at the top left and top right side of our input main, but we won't have any border radius on the bottom side, as you can see. So now let's use our border radius class. Let's remove this. We need the border radius. We need it right here. Actually, that's the border radius we need. What we need next is our border bottom. As if you notice, we have a border right here. So to add the border bottom, we just need 1px solid gray 100. Then after that, we're going to add our padding. The padding here is going to be 10px, and let's see what that looks like. As you can see, it's now beginning to look like just what we want. So next, to start the input itself, we need to target it with a form input class. Let's say form input container, and we're going to target the inputs. So for the input, we're just going to set flex grow to 1, and we need padding, and the padding here is going to be 0 and 16px. Then after that, we're going to set height, and the height here is going to be 40px. We need border for the inputs. The border here is going to be 1px solid gray 100. Then after that, we need background, and the background here is going to be, let's set it to light. Then after that, we need border radius, and the border radius here is going to be 10px. We also need outline here. If you notice, there's an extra border that appears whenever you click right here in the input. So let's set outline to none, and that should remove it. That is just what we want. So after that, we're going to set the width of our input to 100%, and we're going to set the color to dark. As you can see, it's now beginning to look nice. Next, I'm going to start the close button. It doesn't look nice yet. So for the close button, we'll just have to type in dots model close btn. And inside it, we're going to have display flex. We're also going to have, let's see, we need justify content. It's going to be center. We also need align items. It's going to be center. After that, we need to set the width of the button to 40px, and the height is also going to be 40px. Then after that, we're going to set the background to blue 300, which is another variable color we imported. And next, we're going to set the color to light. We also need to set the border right here to none to remove the border from our button. Border here is going to be none, and outline is going to be none. We also need border radius for the button to make it look curvy. The border radius here is going to be 10px, and the cursor here is going to be pointer. Let's change it to a finger instead of an arrow whenever we hover on the button. And the font size is going to be 19px to increase the icon size in the button. So this is just what we want. This is beginning to look quite nice. Let's see what we have right here. As you can see, it's beginning to look just like what we have right here. So next, let's start the notification icon we have right here. And as I said, now let's make the model disappear. We are done styling it. All we have to do right now is change the top we added. If necessary, increase the top. So let's find it and change it back to what it was. Let's look for it. This is it right here, top, and let's bring it back. This is supposed to be minus 100 VH, and that should make it disappear. That is all we need for the model. Now let's start the right side of our novel. So for the right side, we just need to target. Let's see what we have. We have the notification, the image, and let's see what we have right here. Notification, the image, and the checkbox. So for the notification, we just have to type in dot notification. And here we're going to have font size, and the font size is going to be 20px. And we need position. Position here is going to be relative, and next we're going to start the icon itself. So for the icon, we just need to type in the notification I. That is the I tag. And for the I tag, we need color, and the color here is going to be blue 200. And let's see what it looks like. That does not work. It seems there might be a problem. Let's see. Let's make sure the notification class is available. Look for it. This is it right here. Notification. That is the problem. We need to type it correctly, and that should fix it. So next, we're going to start the number itself. Let's see that's notification and number. If you notice the number stays at the top of the icon. So achieve that look, we just need to type that notification dot num dot num, that is none. And next we're going to have display flex. We're also going to have justify contents here, and it's going to be center. And for the number, we also need to set position. This is going to be center. We also need align items. This is going to be center. We need position absolute right here. That is what makes it stick to the top of the icon. Position absolute, and we're going to need top, which is going to be minus 6px, and we need right here is going to be minus 6px. And let's see what that looks like. As you can see, it's going to look just like what we want. Next, I will set the height to 18px, and the border radius here is going to be 50%, and border here is going to be, that is px solid. So px solid, we're going to use a variable color, and it's going to be light. And after that, we're going to use our background variable. Let the background right here. Background here, let's set it to red 200. And after that, we're going to set our color. The color is going to be light, just like the border itself. And we also need font weight here to make our text, the number instead, look much more bolder. Font weight is going to be 700, and font size is going to be 11px. As you can see, that is looking nice, but it seems there's a problem. Let's see what it is. The problem is the width right here. We have height, but we don't have width. Let's set the width to 18px, and that should do it. As you can see, it now looks just like what we have right there. So next, we're going to style the profile image. As you can see, it looks nice. Sorry, it looks large, not nice, and that is not what we want. So for the profile image, just need to target the content, and now we're going to target the image. Let's see, profile image. Let's make sure this class is available. Copy and search for it. As you can see, it's not available. This is it right here. So what you have to do for the profile image is add the class right inside it. So just paste the class right inside here, and that should do it. So for the profile image, actually that was correct. All we have to do is target the image without adding a class. what we have to do here is type in dot profile, then image right in front of it, and that should do it. So what we need is set width to 36px and height so 36px, and next we will set object fit to cover, and we are going to set border radius to 50px. Let's use our variable. Let's use the border radius variable with 100 to make ground, and that is just what we want. Next, we're going to go ahead and style the dark mode for our content navbar. So let's say dot content nav, and we're going to have dot dark mode. So we're going to set it to display block, and then we're going to have mean width, and the mean width here, mean width, not mean height. The mean width is going to be 50px, and the height is going to be 25px. Then border radius, let's see, we need border radius, and the border radius is going to be 25px. Also, background here is going to be gray, and we need the gray variable we created. Next, we are going to set cursor to pointer, and we will set position to relative. And now let's see what our checkbox look like. As you can see, it's beginning to look quite nice. What we have to do is target the check itself. So to target the check, we just need to type in dot content nav, what you have right there. We say dot content nav, and we need dot dark mode, and we're going to target the before, which is the check. Let's see before, and we're going to say content. We're just going to have an empty string right inside there. We're going to set this to position absolute. We need the background here. The background here is going to be blue 200. It's not CS there. We still need to manipulate it with position absolute to make it look just like what we want. Always set top to 2px, and left here is going to be 2px. The next, we're going to set width. We need the width to make it appear. We're going to calculate just once more. So the calculate here is going to be 25px minus 4px. Then I will set the border radius here to 50px. Actually, we're going to set it to 50% instead. Now let's see what that looks like. Our check is not yet there, but the hover effect is already there. It seems there's a little problem. Let's see. Set the transition to all 0.3 seconds is, and let's see what that looks like. It seems there's a problem with our checkbox. Let's see what the problem is. I think the problem is our bottom right here. I have top 2px, left 2px. We also need to set bottom to 2px to make that appear. And if you notice, our text right here is still purple. Let's head back to the links. Let's look for it. This should be it right here. We need to set the color to dark. That is a mistake. Set color to dark, and let's see what it looks like. That does not work. Let's see, nav left, nav, this is the problem. Remove the nav class, and that should work. And that's all we want for the links. Now let's continue with our checkbox. I think the problem is actually from our dark mode before. Have top 2px, left 2px. We also need to set bottom to 2px, and that should work. If you notice, our links right here still have a purple color. Let's look for the links right up here. This should be it. The problem is with the color. We set it so dark instead of our variable dark, and we also have two classes here, nav left and nav. Remove the nav, and that should work. So next, let's continue with our checkbox. We need to make it toggle just like this. We need to toggle it to the other side whenever we click on the checkbox. So what we need for the checkbox is, let's see, I'm going to say dot content. If we want it to switch to the other side, say dot content now. We need the ID, dark mode, and we're going to say checked. This means that whenever we click on the checkbox to check the input itself, then we're going to have the dark mode. Before we are still making use of the position absolute, but in a different way. We're going to say dark mode before, and in here we're going to have left. We're going to use calculate, and we're going to say 100%. Here we're going to say 100%. Hyphen, we're going to have 25 px dash 4 px, and out here we're going to have minus 2 px. This is actually minus. Now let's see what that looks like. As you can see, that is just what we want. But now we need to toggle the dark mode and make it work. And we're going to do that with JavaScript. So we need a little line of code to make the dark mode work. So for the dark mode, we just need to target the ID and the class with JavaScript. So we're going to use const. We're going to get up there in the line 1. Or we say const dark mode. This is how we define our classes in JavaScript. Dark mode is equal to document. Let's bring that back. We say document dot query selector. This is going to be query selector. Actually, let's use get elements by ID. Query selector is for classes and get elements by ID is for IDs. Let's say get element. We need an equal to right here, equal to document dot get element by ID, and in here we're going to have hash. We need some strings here. Then we're going to say hash dark mode, and that should do it for the definition. So we don't need the curly braces. What we need is an event listener for the dark mode. So we're going to say dark mode dot add event listener, and we're going to use change. We have many event listeners. We have click, on hover, on mouse enter, mouse leave. But this time around we are using change because what we have there is a checkbox. All this means that whenever we change, which also means whenever we click and switch over to the second side of our checkbox, we're going to be switching in between the light and dark mode. And in order to do that, we need to change event listener. So we're going to use function right here. We need a function and an event right inside it. So for this function, I'm going to say event.stop propagation. Event.stop propagation. This means that whenever we click on the checkbox, it won't trigger other events like the sidebar or the modal. So in order to achieve that, we need events.stop propagation. So after the events.stop propagation, let's push this down. In here, we're going to have a conditional statement that checks if this does checked. Means that if the checkbox have been checked and the check is now on the other side, if this is not checked, then let's document dot body dot class list dot add dark. This means that if the checkbox is checked, then let our body be switched to dark mode. Now let's see if that works. This does not work. I think there might be a little problem. Let's see what the problem is. This is the problem. For an ID, we don't need an hash right there. Remove the hash and that should fix it. As you can see, this is just what we want. But now we need to switch it back to the light mode whenever we switch back our check. To do that, we want to say else document dot body dot class list dot remove, and we're going to have dark. As you can see, this is just what we want. And that brings us to the end of this first part of our project. And if you really enjoyed this first part, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. See you guys in the next project. Goodbye.